So Trevor, as part of your work with the Health and Safety Executive, you've been involved in offshore wind for many years. Can you tell me about how the G+ has helped to deliver on that?
I think the first thing it did was actually to collect data from the vast majority of the industry, and that allowed it to develop a work plan and a work programme based upon on a sound basis, looking at what the priorities were, but based on the numbers and that. And I think that enabled the industry to sort of, move forward quite quickly, and to start to look at some of the topics, particularly say work at height, where sort of common guidelines would assist people to build wind farms safely, and that. So that was important, and that. But again, I think the recognition of that need for collaboration was important, and to not just in terms of different organisations, but people at different levels as well. So, for instance, the Safe by Design workshops have brought people together to actually develop sort of sensible solutions, achievable solutions, which will make the industry sort of safe from that. And again, I think it was most pleasing, one of the most recent ones, which was about bolt talking, where it was clear there was people who were from the tools who were actually involved and were encouraged to be involved in that workshop to develop solutions which they knew would work.
And are there any specific initiatives or activities you would call out as part of that?
The Safe by Design, I think the Safe by Design workshops themselves are an interesting journey. The first ones that I went to were more of a show and tell session, if that makes any sort of sense, where people would come along with presentations and say, look, this is what I do, is this good or is this bad or whatever. And it moved from that into a far more professional event, in my view, which were proper workshops which were to engage a number of people, so that a range of people from a range of backgrounds could put forward solutions to particular problems, whether it was, as I said, the one I mentioned, the sort of talking bolts, or a range of other ones like safe access, and like real important topics being dealt with by the right people, coming out with sort of sensible and achievable solutions, which were then sort of put into print. So there's a record of that event, so that the learning can be shared.
And how can the G+ help to make those things acted upon?
I think it's not just down to G+. G+ have organised a number of events in the Safe by Design workshops and the Stakeholder Engagement Day as well. They are good events, but the reality is everybody who's involved in the industry needs to become involved in the health and safety agenda to make the industry safer and that. So a G+ can facilitate, but it's more important, it's equally as important, that all people involved in this industry come together and make a contribution to improving health and safety within this industry.
And looking ahead, what would you see as the industry's priorities for the future, for the coming years?
Well, I think the industry is in a good place. It's there's a recognition of the importance of the offshore wind industry to the greater green economy and to meeting net zero, and so we are now going to see expansion of the industry, but that's going to put wind farms, offshore wind farms in particular, in more remote locations, further offshore, and the like. So I think the challenge now is to take the lessons we've already learned and be able to apply them in that sort of further offshore environment, and that, making sure that the people who come to work in the industry are competent, well-trained people who enjoy working at the industry, who can then make a contribution to the further improvement of that industry as well.
Thank you, Trevor.